Move on from that topic because you had quite the scoop today about some of these billionaires who have gotten themselves involved in the race. I'm talking about, for Republicans, Elon Musk. And we know Elon Musk is doling out money to the tune of $1 million to specific voters, solitary voters, to get them to register to vote, to get them to the polls here. You have in your reporting, Tom, this. The Justice Department's head of election crimes sent a warning letter to Elon Musk's America PAC on Monday, alerting it that it was a crime to knowingly offer anything of value to register to vote or vote here. Can you go into some of your reporting here? I want to put this up. There you have it on 24 site scoop. The DOJ sends Musk PAC a warning letter. What's the purpose of a warning letter? Is it just a warning or is there action?
It's a dance between the Justice Department and Elon Musk. It's not unlike what Comey was doing at the end of former FBI Director James Comey was doing at the end of the 2016 election. I'll tell you, as I was reporting the story and nailing it down, I was actually very surprised how little either side wanted to talk about it. The DOJ or the Musk, the America PAC, which is largely run by the old Ron DeSantis super PAC operation. I thought that was very fascinating and very telling that neither side wanted it out there. It gives, to me, as a reporter, it gives a sense of severity, of seriousness. Now in the letter, this is from DOJ's Election Crimes Branch, which is a subsection of the Public Integrity Unit, which investigates political corruption. They float potential penalties for Musk's super PAC, and to give a sense of what could happen if you violate the voting laws, which say you're not allowed to pay to influence votes, you're not allowed to pay to sway people to vote one way or to register to vote. And that's how they characterize it, regarding Musk's continuing petition, trying to get people to sign up to register to vote, bring friends to register to vote in one of the 7 battleground states, to enter a veritable sweepstakes to maybe win $1 million. Now, of course, Musk's America PAC says that's not the case, that they vetted it. This is all completely legal.
Yeah, what is Musk saying, Tom? Has he responded to this?
No, I have not seen Musk respond to this directly yet. And I'll tell you that, previously, so, in the past couple of days when they started handing out these checks, looks like the old home sweepstakes where they'd bring all the balloons and the giant check. They've been doing that, and he's been touting it.
All right. Looks like we might have lost Tom LoBianco there. Oh, no, we have him back. Tom, your feed froze for just a moment there. We have you back.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So, Musk has been saying, as he holds up these gigantic checks for winners of this veritable sweepstakes, has been saying that, look, this is kosher. His team is saying it's kosher. You have a number of election law experts like Rick Hasson saying, well, no, this clearly violates election law. I thought it was very interesting that in the letter, the warning letter from the Justice Department, they don't say that they're going to prosecute. They don't say that they're seeking charges. There's no indication there. To me, it read more like a brushback pitch, like a warning.
Tom, though, what's the Trump campaign saying? Obviously, Musk is doing this in conjunction with the campaign or independent from the campaign here. Are they interrelated or no? Is this Musk completely separate here? And if so, has the Trump campaign weighed in on this?
Well, technically a super PAC, which is, what Musk is operating here, illegally is not allowed to coordinate with the campaign. Now, I'll tell you, I've heard some, from some of my Trump world sources on this. One initial read was, okay, this is the Justice Department being weaponized. Continuing the weaponization to go after somebody because they support Trump. Now, when I talk with some of my other Trump world sources, I've heard, Musk really screwed that up. And that's why they're getting this brushback pitch. Hard to tell just now, but to me, it reads like somebody, and we've seen this before in Silicon Valley when kind of the tech billionaires, whether it's Zuckerberg or Peter Thiel or or Musk, they enter politics for the first time. It's often very shaky the first time they get into politics. They have a lot of veteran political operators around them, but especially for Musk, as somebody who makes these declarations on public with zero vetting, he'll just say things on Twitter or X.com now that he owns it. A lot of times those are things that he just says outright, and they have not been vetted. So this could be a potential violation. It could cause some problems. I don't think it's going to derail his efforts here,
Right.
But it could lead to some legal troubles later.
All right. We'll just have to wait and see. Tom, while we have you, just briefly, we are in the final stretch. You just keep hearing the final sprint, the home stretch, whatever you want to call it. It's 12 days out. And we're hearing from the campaigns what their closing messages are going to be. The Trump campaign taking their closing message to Madison Square Garden very, very soon here, where a big rally will be held. We got a better sense of what the Harris camp is going to be doing, though, for their closing message. And you and I have talked about how January 6th features pretty prominently in this election here. And this just illustrates this point here. Joy Garrison at the USA Today saying, Harris will give a closing argument address next Tuesday in Washington on the ellipse, the site of Donald Trump's speech before the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. And Tom, I'm going to ask you this again. I know I've asked you it before. I mean, why do Democrats think January 6th is such a potent issue 3.5 years on? Do they think it can redound to their electoral benefit here? Obviously, we saw Liz Cheney with Harris a couple of days ago in some of these blue wall states. She served on the select committee investigating January 6th. Because remember, Biden really hammered this home when he was the nominee, threats to democracy with former President Trump. And it seemed like Harris was steering away from that when she became the nominee. Are they back here? Threats to democracy?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you listen to what Trump has said he wants to do, it certainly sounds that way. You say he wants more control over the Justice Department, removing Nixon-era controls that were put in place to make sure that the justice operates more independently from the executive. So, I mean, that's certainly how he's talking. I mean, to the power of January 6th, I think it's seared into the minds of a lot of voters, certainly in the majority of this country, in a way like few other events. I mean, things have been, we've been talking about this extensively all year. It's just seared into their brains. So much has happened this year. Sitting president of the United States, Joe Biden, just has a disastrous debate performance, drops out, and now we have Kamala Harris that basically gets anointed to run. But January 6th is a singular moment in history. And I don't think it sways any MAGA voters. I don't think that it sways any, the hardcore Trump supporters. This is more focused on, what, a couple months ago, we would have called Nikki Haley voters, people who were casting protest votes late into the primary, even after she had long dropped out. Now, does that work? I don't know if it works,
okay,
but that certainly seems to be
whether or not it's going to work, because, these aren't independents. These are Republicans disaffected by some of the actions during the Trump administration and thereafter the 2020 election. So anyway, we have so many questions. I'm sure we'll be speaking in the next 12 days. Tom Lomiaco there at 24 Site. Tom, thanks so much.